23. Terrence Ross just did this over the manimal.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
What's happening, Raptorland? It's game day as the Raptors look to move 6 games over 500 for the first time in 6 years when they go into Cleveland to play the Cavs. This is Raptors Rap-Up. This young Raptors group can have a real watershed moment by having the team's best record since arguably the franchise's best team back in 2008, led by Chris Bosh. The Raptors are in Cleveland before playing 6 of their next 8 games at home, so they have a real opportunity to go on a run and take this franchise to places it's never been before. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's look at tonight's matchup as the Raptors and Cavs play for the second time in 5 days. In their last matchup, the Raps overcame some spotty defense and a horrendous first half offensively to score 37 points in the third quarter as part of a 98-91 win. And much like they did against Cleveland, the Raptors struggled on offense in the first half, then used a 36-point third quarter to pull away and win by 15 over Orlando on Sunday. After a surprising 6-game winning streak, the Cavs have now dropped 2 in a row, losing by double digits at home to the Wizards in their last matchup. The Raptors continue to catch the ailing Cavs at the right time as Anderson Varejao and Dion Waiters will both be out of the lineup once again. The biggest mismatch is the same one that played itself out on Friday. Without Dion Waiters in the lineup, the Cavs are required to go to Jarrett Jack for extended minutes, and there's just no one he can guard on the Raptors. They chose to stick him on Terrence Ross, and he promptly broke out of his slump by scoring a team-high 20 points. I don't expect the Cavs to do anything different, as Ross is the Raptors' most inconsistent scorer that Jack can realistically guard. Another strong showing from Ross will be key for the Raptors. On to the key matchups, where we'll first look at Luol Deng versus DeMar DeRozan. This was a fascinating matchup on Friday, as Deng's length clearly bothered DeRozan, as DeMar shot just 5 of 14 from the field. The Raps will need DeRozan to attack Deng more often and make him work on the defensive end. I felt DeMar didn't make Deng work hard enough in order to limit his offensive upside. He wound up with a game-high 21 points. DeRozan had 5 assists on Friday, and much like he did then, if his shot isn't falling, they'll need him to look to get teammates involved and do the little things he's been doing that has seen him get to a new level this season. Obviously, a matchup of the point guards will be one to watch as All-Star Kyrie Irving takes on should-have-been All-Star Kyle Lowry. The Raps will likely use Terrence Ross to guard Irving on the defensive end, as Ross did a great job shutting down Irving in the second half on Friday. If he can do a similar job again, it will be extremely difficult for the Cavs to win this game. Guarding Jack really allows Lowry to save himself for the offensive end, and that's where he can exploit this matchup. Irving is known as a below-average defensive point guard, and when Lowry is rolling, setting up the offense, the Raptors are a nightmare to deal with. If Irving struggles defensively and Lowry finds his shot, giving him the opportunity to drive and set up teammates or get his own shot going, it's going to be a long night for the Cavs. And lastly, at the power forward spot, the Canadian duo versus the Raptors' three-headed monster. Tristan Thompson and Anthony Bennett are both very talented but also young and inconsistent players. Both were relatively quiet on Friday, though Bennett did provide a spark off the bench in just 15 minutes. Having one of these guys go off is something Cleveland needs in order to steal this game. Between Tyler Hansbrough, Amir Johnson, and Patrick Patterson, the Raptors have a deep trio that can use their experience to shut down and take advantage of the young tandem. They won't be asked to carry the load, but if the three of them can provide solid defense and rebounding while not allowing a big game from either Thompson or Bennett, that's all that will be required from the power forward spot for the Raptors. After so much talked about bad first halves and big second halves coming out of the All-Star break, it would be nice to see a full 48 minutes from this Raptors squad tonight in a very winnable game. I like the Raptors to take a competitive one while using a strong push in the second half to be the difference. So that is going to do it for this edition of the Raptors Wrap-Up. I'm going to have a game breakdown reviewing this game going up tomorrow. Follow me on Twitter at Raptors Rap-Up, where I'll be live tweeting tonight's game and giving out other thoughts on what's going on around the NBA. If there's anything you'd like to see in this vlog or have me talk about, just let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to try and work it in. Thanks for watching.